Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Well, there's only literally one of you.
Hi.
Hi, Michael. How are you today?
Good. Scared, but good.
Why are you scared?
Why wouldn't I be? I have anxiety, Jet. That's just how it works. I'm always afraid.
True. Anyway, welcome to your one shot, Michael. It's finally your turn. Yippee!
I would joke and say took you long enough, but I'm not. I'm not looking to tempt fate right now.
Okay. So last time, after confronting the two manticores and convincing them to fuck off, essentially, one of the several catastrophes in the world that was sealed was released, thanks to your efforts. Upon doing so, you and your party find yourself on top of Hiko's peak, not really knowing what to do next. You're just kind of there, shell shocked. You know what I mean? And that's where we're gonna start off. So go ahead, buddy.
I think that, like, at this point, if there would be any conversation happening between her compatriots, Willow would be making the attempt to listen, to, like, gather her bearings and such. But now that the strange figure that we've now come to realize was a catastrophe is gone, and now that there's a moment of, while I wouldn't say calm because of the overwhelming emotion going on that, started initially during the altercation, uh, Willow just kind of tries her best to listen as it all kind of goes muddled out as she kind of like just starts feeling a strange feeling in her chest, more toward her like core and her stomach. Just unease, almost like a lightheadedness, but all throughout her body. As her breathing kind of shallows, she like almost starts to wonder and think like, am I okay? As she kind of like starts to feel toward her chest, and as she, voices this with shallow breaths, like kind of under her breath, she just kind of like tries to get stock of things, tries to, you know, use what she knows and count about 8 on the inhale of breath, 5 holding it in, and then about 6 letting it out. She kind of tries to steady her breathing, but almost to no avail, as it kind of just overtakes her and her vision blurs a bit as she kind of starts to faint.
As you close your eyes and faint, you could hear the distant calls of your friends. But as your eyes close, they seem to be further and further away. Give me a second. I need to find this. As you lose consciousness, you begin to hear whispers form all around you. Okay. This should work. Yep, there you go. The cold air sort of brushes through your fur. And when you open your eyes again, your friends are no longer there.
Willow's just kind of like holding her hands together, not like clasped, more like the left hand is kind of like holding the outside of the right hand, the back of it, as she's just kind of like still trying to catch her breath for a moment, but also realizing that she's trembling, not only throughout her hands, but throughout her feet a bit and the rest of her body. She tries once again to steady her breathing and she takes a look around. Fuck do I see?
Nothing but cloudy skies.
The first thought that kind of comes to her head as she sees this and recognizes it is the fact that while she doesn't fully understand what's going on and doesn't recognize it, that's the thing. She doesn't recognize her surroundings. She's not where she just was with her friends, and that means something. She's been taken somewhere or one thing or another. Either way, there's a lesson to be learned here, or there are things to be done here, and it's time to be brave. She kind of just starts to move forward within the clouds until she can find something of significance, maybe even speaks out. Hello?
As you say hello, the wind begins to shift and it begins to blow gently this way to the north.
She steps forward, shakily but sure-footed. Am I alone or is Suki here is a question too.
Suki's with you.
Okay. She'll definitely shakily step with Suki forward, like with her right hand kind of like holding Suki's fur, like kind of just gently stroking here and there for comfort, both for her and for Suki.
Once you get to this point, take one step back.
Gotcha. Oh, shit.
The whispers get louder. And on the floor next to you, well, not next to you, right in front of you lies a strange necklace.
Fuck it, we ball. I'll take a look at the necklace.
Okay, I could get. Let's see if I can get.
Actually, about halfway to reaching it, she like takes a moment to think and just like contemplates the idea of reaching out and seeing if she can feel like the connection to the gods here. Like, do
Yes.
I? Okay, so I do feel a connection.
Hold on, let me get what it actually looks like. I'll put in an art stuff for you, my guy.
While I feel a connection, I'm thinking in my head, like Willow processes in her head as she like contemplates whether it's worth a prayer or not. The last time I tried to pray, it seemed that the gods were busy with whatever it is that happened just then, whatever it was. They're probably still dealing with that. I'm on my own, I think.
I sent it in art stuff.
Okay. At that point, like once she like fully processes that thought, she will like then reach for the necklace, like and finish, actually going for it this time.
When you do, you feel divine energy coming from the necklace. It's something you've never felt before. A pantheon you have not explored.
Willow's contemplating how to like proceed. Like she has an idea, but she's looking to like finish fully wording it before she like actually speaks.
What happened?
We're in session, Kenny's.
Oh,
It's all good. Hello.
hi.
What'd you say, Michael? Sorry.
The long and short of it was just I need a moment to like figure out how I'm wording my next thought.
No problem.
Willow tries to straighten herself as much as she can, finding that she's fully focused in this thought and how to proceed. She no longer is trembling. She feels the purpose in the moment. She takes a deep breath. My name is Willow Wordwood, and I am the current voice of the gods. May this divinity present itself to me, so I may properly meet them and be acquainted.
Roll religion with advantage.
Nat 20! It happened again! I don't have my fucking
Oh
funny
my-
like 3D
oh
rolling dice on, but it happened again!
That's not only that. The 23, you're one off from double netting.
Chat! Chat, it keeps happening, chat! I don't know if this is a good thing or not, but you know.
Voice of the gods, you say. Then how come ours remain silent?
Only because you have been sealed away for one reason or another, it seems. And therefore we have yet to be acquainted. Well, that is not... Shoot.
Us sealed. How foolish. You know not what you speak.
Then would you care to enlighten me?
The amulet begins to shake violently, and then it leaves your hand. It now floats in the air. And as it floats, a yellow cloaked figure begins to form.
I'm still scared, but like I'm just saying, I just told a god, like I just spoke to divinity and said, "Would you care to enlighten me?" That's kind of a badass line. I feel like a badass. Back to being afraid.
Your audacity knows no bounds. However, it only makes sense since the others claimed you to be their voice.
My audacity has gotten me far, with them and in general. But please, do not take it as a disrespect. Being forthright saves time.
I sent it in art stuff. What he looks like fully. If you want to take a gander, Mikhail.
My god, the tentacles.
Yes, sir. I am one of many. You may call me Hester. The king in yellow.
It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance.
It is a pleasure to meet yours as well. Now let me ask you. What prevents you from hearing us?
Something beyond my understanding as of right now. But that's seemingly not an issue for us in this moment. So we should make use of that.
Hmm. When I look into your eye, they appear foggy, as if a veil covers them.
The veil of silence. Have
No,
they... Oh. More than that.
a stronger veil. He looks around. I see. The world you live in is covered by that same veil.
Ah, I see.
Your eyes are blinded from the truth.
But our ability to speak now, does that mean that part of it has been uncovered? Lifted, so to speak, this veil? Or is that something else that's caused this?
The return of the Mad One has weakened its grip on this world. It is perhaps that is why I am here.
The Mad One. Could you enlighten me who that might be, and what that could mean for the state of the world as it speaks right now? Things were already dire. It'd be nice to know if this is something more to worry about.
I can show you. What lies behind that veil?
Then I will allow you to open my eyes.
One of his tentacles will slowly approach you, and then it will wrap your eyes. Be
I'm
wary.
curious.
Mm?
Oh, go. Well, I'm
No, go ahead.
curious if like something that like he could feel. Like Willow most certainly has like an innate hunger for answers because of this long journey that has become of this at this point, and because of all of the circumstances that we've been through, and this is never more apparent than in this moment, because it seems like this is the moment when at least some of those answers might finally be given in some form or another. So if that is something that this, like divinity can sense, that is definitely something they can feel.
Yes.
I just thought that was an interesting thing, because like it gives me information on them, and it also gives you some information to play with.
As he covers your eyes, the whispers stop. Instead, all you can hear is static. Truth Seeker, what I show you now may break you. Do you wish to continue?
I've been nearly
Voice
broken
of God.
I've been nearly broken a million times before already. This is just another trial that hopefully I will make it through. But if that's the cost, that's the cost.
The static is replaced by what appears to be a storm. Then I reveal to you what lies behind that veil.
That's an eyeball.
The Mad One watches. The state of its world. The world that it created through destruction incarnate. The veil that covers you so protects you all from his sight.
It protects us. Did I catch that right?
Yes, you heard correctly.
I'd like to add that, like, anytime there, like, is a visual, like, Willow's looking around intently, like, kind of trying to, like, boil the surroundings into her memory. Should have said burn, but for whatever reason, boil was the word that came to mind. And I find that silly. Moving along.
The Mad One drowned our voices. Ripped my kind limb from limb.
Are there other voices that might be drowning? Aside from yours and the ones that I'd say are a part of your divinity, so to speak? Ones outside of your circle, to be more precise.
There are many more, child. So many pantheons lost in the war.
For better or for worse, I will uncover the ones that I can. I'll strive for balance, but there must be both good as well as evil to that balance. Law and chaos. The scale isn't one-sided. But I have to learn how to temper that in my own time, I suppose. That's besides the point. What else has this mad one done?
Corrupted, destroyed, controlled the minds of so many, generation after generation. He sat on his throne.
He wasn't always the mad one, though, was he? What came before? Do you know? Is it pertinent to what we're talking about now? because I in the least find it an important detail.
He was immortal. The first voice of God.
I see. In that case, I suppose it's my responsibility then to right his wrongs.
Even I do not have that answer. Whether or not you can right the wrongs.
Foxfolk live a short lifetime, so I won't make promises that I can't keep. But I'll say that I'll do this much. With the short lifetime that I have, I'm going to put in the time and the effort to try to right as many of them as I can. For as long as the world lasts, for as long as we can try and keep it together. And if it's still kept together by the time that the end of my days is coming, I will find another suitable voice, one that can make real change as I did, as I hope to do. Even if it is an insurmountable task, I will try.
I hope you can.
Would it be dangerous to go speaking this mad one's name? I'm a stickler for the details, you see.
Yes. His name was erased from the history books.
Aye. Alrighty then. Simply to be referred to as the Mad One then. But even that, talking about it outwardly, could be troublesome, I assume. Am I correct?
You are correct.
Aye.
Though it might be a little too late for that.
What makes you say that?
The folly of two has doomed the others. I've seen this pattern before.
Tell me about the pattern.
No need for power. Has always brought destruction.
I'm sure it does. But I'm sure power could also do good if fallen into the right hands. There's a balance. Perhaps the world has just been unlucky for a long duration of time and has gone unbalanced. Perhaps there's a way to fix that and break the pattern. But for that we need to know how to avoid feeding into it. What pitfalls of the pattern have you seen thus far? What has befallen those who've come before us? Before my group as well as I.
A foolish woman. Tainted for the need for revenge. A man scorned by a lover. A race sacrificed.
By that last one, do you mean the kitsune? Or am I mistaken?
The fall of the kitsune follows that pattern.
I see.
The first was not them.
Ah, there were others.
My kind were the first.
I'm truly unsure what the limits of a mortal's power really are. And I've seen some of what happens when they've gone beyond it. But if it ever becomes within my means, might there still be hope for your race? And the others that we've lost. I'm sure not all of this damage is repairable, but I'm also not so sure that all of it is irreparable as well. Tell me more about the two who've had an effect on the Mad One, you say?
A woman whose heart encased in ice. Who never thought that one day that ice could melt. As it melted, she feared what might come out. That she might forget why she walked, why she fought. The Mad One offered her a hand. And she took it. The result is all around you. A desolate wasteland, void of life. The second, broke. The very foundation of his own humanity. Little does he know, his actions are not his own. He stays silent afterwards.
Have I yet to encounter either of these two already?
The boy.
Do they travel with us now?
Some questions are better left unanswered.
I accept your answer, but I beg to differ on that one at the same time. But that's just my curiosity. But the saying goes that way for a reason. Could you tell me more about your own pantheon before we move along?
I am a Yugoloth. A race of ancient daemons. once looked over by the possessing spirit, Tyranthrax.
I'm just gonna make sure. So, I don't recall ever having heard of the Tyranthrax before,
Nope.
but yeah, that's what I figured. Do I feel any weird religionistic connection when he says some of these names, though, like as he's going over, like whenever he mentions more of a prominent figure, so to speak?
Yes.
Okay, that's interesting. Fuck it, I'll make note of that to him. As you say the name, I can feel a connection. That's noteworthy.
It is because his influence has not fully disappeared yet. Though my master's mind and body lay destroyed amongst the stars, his legacy remains intact. Also, I'm gonna have to take a quick fiver. My mom is home. I need to say hi.
Perfectly fine, buddy. Take your time. Howdy. I'm just kind of taking the information that he's giving me and putting it together, and like Willow's trying to kind of like theory craft and put pieces together, but it's like A, this dude's vague, B, he takes fucking forever, and she kind of starts getting impatient half the time.
Yeah. And you unlocked a good amount. Oh,
But
by the way, hey King, I'm speaking to. I muted myself in a bot. But
I'm excited to have a new Pantheon to play with.
yeah. Don't need
But I'm
theories.
also
Don't-
like theories regarding what?
I don't know, the cryptic message of like, oh, this happened, this pattern. Oh,
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
oh, slips into dark.
It slips back into the darkness.
Hello there.
Howdy.
I'm back. Let me know when you're good, sons. You're good, Sonny? Okay. Coolio. My presence is nothing but a faded memory. I can only remain here for as long as the Mad One does not notice me.
Then let me not waste time by asking you a million questions. Show me what you believe it is are the most important things that I need to see in order to hopefully do something to counteract this pattern that has established itself with this mad god. I hope to do good for the world and break the pattern, but for that, there's more I need to know.
I sense another mass extinction. It is near rearing its ugly head.
Willow waits to see if he says any more, but if he doesn't, then she, chimes in and asks, could that in particular be because of the warring between the Tachibana and the Minamoto clans as of late? Or is there something greater going on that we're not seeing? Some other force that could cause, as you said, mass extinction? Could it be both?
The war is nothing more than a script written by the Mad One himself.
Even now we only speak because you are not currently under his gaze. I'm starting to see, so Forgive me if I'm wrong, but it seems the only way to achieve any real significance in fixing what's been damaged is taking the fight directly to this mad god. But for that, we would need a great amount of power. That of gods such as yourself, as well as others that might be sealed away, as well as the current ones that stand, albeit the ones of current seem to have their hands full. That's why we need all the help we can get, and probably why the mad god did such a job of putting them under a veil, drowning them, as you said. I believe he continues to do so now with certain spirits that we've come to be familiar with. Would that follow the cycle, as you put it? This pattern?
The Mad One seeks to tear the veil. And bring the world under his control once again.
Right, the veil is a protectant to the god. Okay. So, who put the veil there in the first place? How did that countermeasure come to be? Well, let's start over. First, the mad god was the first voice of the gods. How did that go awry? What caused him to become what he is now? What countermeasures were taken to create the veil? And then, how did that result in us getting here?
The Mad One murdered the god that chose him.
The god. Was it less of a council then? Or did he acquire power from a singular god and then simply choose to take it thereafter? Is that what you're saying? Elaborate.
The council was only formed after the Mad One.
I see. He stole divinity for himself, and then he decided to play a game with the world, and he attained enough power to do so. I imagine you don't attain that kind of power by killing just one god. Am I correct in my assumption?
He played with the hearts of men, toying with their greed, promising that they too could become gods.
And he gained power through their worship, through their offerings.
As his army grew, he waged war on the others, killing as many of them as he could. In an effort to stop him. Other mortals were chosen to slay the remaining. and inherit the will of the god that they killed.
What did the gods that remained do at that point? I mean, mortals going around trying to seize God's power, that's not something to be taken lightly. What was their response?
Outrage.
How did this outrage fare for the mortals that remained?
Near extinction.
Is that a part of when the pattern was originally set?
Correct.
I see. And after?
What remained was covered in the veil, hidden away for years and years. In an effort to rebuild what was lost.
Allow me to make something clear. So, me and my party at one point did learn that the world was bigger than it had seemed to us. That there was more that we had never even heard of, never seen, never heard talked about, as if no one had ever discovered it. But that's because we lived within the veil. But if what you say is true, then the entire rest of the world out there, is that all seen by Cyric? And is he powerful and meticulous enough to have sway over it all, to be feeding off of it?
Mike, also, you don't know his name.
Right, my fault. Pretend I said the Mad God because I looked
Yeah.
at fucking the Pantheon sheet earlier just to, like, get over it.
Yeah, I got you. That's why I didn't punish you.
No, you're
So-
good. Like I said, just pretend that
Yeah.
because I literally, in character, do not know that.
I'm aware.
Be more careful about that in the future. Either way, yeah, that's the question.
Yes. Though the council sealed him away, his influence still remains. And it watches over the rest of the world.
If he was able to extend a hand to someone and grant them power, does that mean that the seal has been broken? Or is that still within his means?
The Mad One has many agents under his command.
I see.
The council did their best to seal them away alongside him. The betrayer, the seeker, the infestation, the madness, the serpent. All locked away amongst the stars. But as we speak, I can feel their shackles, their chains loosening. If the current gods lose their power over the realm, they will be released from their chains, and the world will once again fall into madness.
Because of that fact, might there be reason to suspect that some gods, even those that might be part of the council, might have reason to try and liberate themselves of it, so to speak?
The fates would never allow it.
I see. How do the fates play into this? Are they also someone I can contact?
It is possible. The fates were the ones who were born by the creation of the council.
I see. That makes it sound like they'd be a very good asset in helping keep the Mad One as well as the others under him in check, and in assisting me to know what to do next. I only have so much time with you, but if they're an existing force now, and they could help, then that's an avenue. Out of the current council, who would you say is the strongest asset to reach out to as of now in order to help stand against the Mad One and his doings?
The creator of the veil.
I'm gonna ask out of character. I think Willow has enough information in character to associate that with June. Am I right? Because I feel
Correcto.
okay, good. In that case, Willow is going to questioningly ask and just confirm. You mean June, the goddess of death?
That is what you call her. My kind called her firstborn.
Firstborn. What might you mean by that?
The first of the council.
I see.
The first of the new gods.
I feel as if that'll be my next step. Once I'm done here and I'm able to collect myself enough, I'll reach out to her. But what more can you tell me about... I feel like I'm asking all of the wrong questions. What is it that I might need to know from this before we move on? Or before I no longer am able to ask? What is it that I'm missing, if there is something important?
That I do not have the answer to.
Will I be able to contact you hereafter, as long as I keep the symbol from the pendant in mind? Or are you simply a long distant memory from here on after when we're done here?
My pendant would dissipate. But in this world, my siblings still hide.
Do you have the power to show me where they might be, so that I might assist them? Or are they too far out of reach?
I cannot see where they are hidden.
Tell me about them at the least, so that way I know who I'm looking for.
One lies in a death-like slumber beneath the ocean in his sunken city. His children still walk the earth, consuming the minds of intelligent beings. The other rests in a frozen tundra, forever starving for the flesh of his kind. Her children you've met before. Beings who starved, and in their starvation ate the flesh of their own kind.
You mean the skinwalkers? Azula kind of like shudders and just like thinks back to them, kind of like glances at Suki, kind of like even feels her fucking side where she got like clapped. Ah. Well, now's as good a time for this as any. Solo session bomb rip, baby. Let's go. You know what would be a fun activity? If I ever sat down and rewatched all the sessions that we've done for this shit, just count the amount of times I can hear one of my own bomb rips on stream.
This will be 2. Yeah. Hehe. There's a fucking sunken city in the ocean.
Yeah, there is.
Christ, man. Atlantis.
I'm literally like,
I
I'm not necessarily struggling to put pieces together as much as I'm just struggling to figure out what the
Back!
fuck to ask. Oh, welcome back. And I literally just had Willow voice that at a point. Okay, I'm good.
If you want, or if you seek answers, within the city of clouds, lives a dragon made of nothing but bones. He has lived for millennia and has seen the world come and go. He is called the Creeping Doom. A dragon obsessed with magic.
It makes sense that he'd lay next to the City of Clouds then, or within the City of Clouds. It seems that they're a hub for that kind of thing.
He is the strongest mortal monster within this world.
I imagine that he is also not the type to give answers for free.
His domain is riddled with monstrosities and traps. To get to him may be near impossible. and to anger him would be the same as angering Talus.
I understand in a way. Was that more of a reference of power, or do they have more of an inherent connection? Talus and the Creeping Doom?
Talus is the god of magic,
Aye.
and magic does not care about alignment. A monster such as him, who lives and breathes magic, is beloved by Talus, no matter how evil.
Thank you for connecting that thought for me. I now have more of an understanding of Talus as well now. Were me and my group to attempt approaching the Creeping Doom now, do you think that we would simply end up paced on the road? Or do you think, as we stand currently, we would actually stand a chance at making our way to them? At least.
Maybe with the aid of the catastrophes.
By that, do you mean all of them? Or only the ones that we've already managed to free through one means or another?
You've freed the Spider Queen. One part of the Akatsuki. Your friends near the Iron Citadel, where the Iron Maiden rests. Within the Golden Duchy lies the Golden Dukes. Sealed within Yggdrasil's roots are the twins, Sun and Moon. Within the heart of Oni land lies the raging tiger. But there is one. One catastrophe that was erased from history.
Who are they and why were they erased?
His words were power. By his very command, a city would crumble.
Did he mayhaps look like... Villa's gonna describe the fucking dude that they like literally just ran into. Like I forget like his like detailed description that you gave because I'm bad at remembering things like that. But like Willow basically relays a detailed description of like the bard dude that stole her voice and like, you know, tests and sees if like that's the guy that he's referring to.
No,
Is that the member of the Akatsuki that was freed?
yes.
Okay, I see. I was just the idea of a voice that could crumble cities. I was almost I was almost very worried for a moment for very specific reasons that you might know or that I'd rather not tell for the moment. So let's move along.
The one I speak of. Was that man's master.
So there is a connection, I see. Okay. I assume that naming them would be dangerous, but did they have a title?
The Dawn. There were 5 members in total, 4 of which are still sealed. Correction, 3 of which are sealed after you let one of them out.
Ah.
Each one lost one of their senses. One lost their voice, the other lost their sight. One became death, the last lost their memory.
I'm like genuinely trying to figure out if Willow would make the connection to River or not, and I'm not sure that have we talked about that in character? I don't believe we have. So, or have we? Someone remind me. Cause y'all are here, and I'm struggling. That's fair. Because, like, I was going to roll a history check for just the bandages, but now I have, like, more to go off of. I'm going to roll a history check to see if Willow would recall about River's bandages, as well as, like, recall any conversations that we might have had relevant to the topic. In character, of course.
You remember his bandages. And you also remembered that he did say, he was part of a party once. And he said something eerily similar to what the other guy said as well.
I have met a spirit by the name of River who has a bandaged head and has described some details that lead me to believe that they might be one of the ones that you speak of, but they're different. It's almost like they've been... Oh, the memory. I see. That's why. I suppose that confirms the whole nurture over nature thing. Either way, that's kind of disturbing to realize. Who might have taken away the memory of the one, if I might inquire? Willow nervously asks. Oh, great, static.
That's far enough, Willow, says a familiar voice.
Well, who is it? As Willow just kind of looks around. She just kind of crosses her arms and just kind of like waits up. Hey, buddy.
It's time to wake up. He snaps his fingers.
Is there layers to this? Do I wake up around my friends, or do I wake up on this layer with the guy again? And does River appear here?
You wake up with your friends.
Okay, that's fun. I was just checking.
Yeah.
I just kind of thought that was funny. I was like, is this like Inception? Is there an Inception happening right now? But no, it's just I woke up.
Be
How the fuck?
gone, you distant memory. As he says that, the jaws of a dragon bites down on the neck of the king in yellow.
What?
And he fades away.
Oh, you motherfucker! That art is so perfect. Just that background, like that was. Oh, I hate what's happening, but I love that.
And you wake up to your friends.
I wake up at the snap. I definitely don't see that last part, right?
Nope.
Cool, just double checking. Willow kind of like shudders when she awakens, just kind of like breathes immediately, like almost like she was drowning, has to catch her breath, just she can. Okay, guys, I have news. Like lots and lots of like she immediately scrambles to just like take out her journal and she just starts writing down as much as she can remember. First of all, Haster and like his title, like second of all, like as much about the like Mad One that she can remember, like everything that like she has internalized up until this point through that entire conversation.
Also, this is the dragon art because you've never seen the dragon before.
Yay!
Yeah,
By the
It
way,
looks
yeah,
like
you're right.
he looks like a giant koi fish dragon.
Oh god damn, that's a cool fucking dragon. I just wish it didn't eat that guy. I just really wish it didn't fucking eat that guy.
did he?
I'm pretty sure it ate that guy. Like out of character, I'm pretty fucking sure with my own ears I heard Jet say it ate that guy.
Jet.
Hmm.
How long did this transpire when she passed out?
About 2 days.
Oh!
So we're not here.
She's in a trance.
Gotcha. Well, that explains a lot. So this will be it.
Oh yeah, that's it.
That's it. 1 hour 51.
I was waiting for you to hit me with the whammy. The whammy at the end was the 2 days thing. Well, the whammy at the end was technically the dragon eating the king in yellow, and then it was the 2 days thing. Because I'm a very... Hold on, you can tell that I'm a very fucking time